Hey there, my name's Greg and today I'm going to give you a quick 4-minute example of how Bill of Materials software works. So let's open up a browser window, we'll log into Unleashed and take a look. Okay, so here I am inside one of the bills of materials that I've got set up in a pretend jam manufacturing business in my Unleashed software account. This bill of materials is for a product that I make, an apricot jam, and it details everything that goes into manufacturing a single unit. Fundamentally, this is a very simple document. It's listing the components that go into the product, everything from the ingredients in the jam to the jars, labels, and lids. It shows the exact quantities used and also the cost of each component. Its final contribution to the total cost down here of that single unit of jam. Obviously, it's very useful to see that breakdown of costs because it shows exactly what's contributing to my total product cost. And if I wanted to create a variant of that product with, for example, a cheaper component, it would take all of 20 seconds to clone this BOM, swap out the ingredient, and save a new bill of materials. Now, it's worth pointing out that because this is a digital bill of materials, that product costing is happening automatically. And these figures here are dynamic. That 98-cent cost there for a kilogram of sugar, which contributes 11 cents to my total cost because I'm only using 100 grams per jar, those costs are going to change as I pay more or less for my ingredients. So if I were to click this link into the product record for that sugar, you'd see all the purchase orders and the prices I've paid for that item over time, which feed into that weighted average cost figure. So it's a very much a live record and a functional document. Now, obviously, product costing is very important to understanding your true margins, and there's a detail here I want to show that's a big help in getting a really accurate product costing. You can see I've included labor cost as an item in my BOM. Now, that's not an inventory item that will be used up during production. It's what we call a never diminishing product. It's something that we can include in a BOM to get a more accurate view of our product margin. You could also, for example, record machine power here. And you see that there's even a separate account associated with that cost, which basically is just going to keep our finance manager happy at end of year reporting time. It just means that when that product is sold and our inventory system maps those costs across to our accounting software, it will record the different elements in the appropriate accounts. Now, the last thing that's worth looking at in this bill of materials is this item, the base jelly that's going into my jam. Now, that in itself is a manufactured product. It's an example of a BOM within a BOM. In Unleashed, you can set your manufactured products up so that you can have bills of materials nested inside other bills of materials, which obviously is how a lot of manufacturers are going to be operating, with either multiple stages to an assembly process or having some items manufactured by a third party and then assembled on premise. So to wrap up and explain how these bills of materials are used by manufacturers, I'll show you what happens when I plan a production run based off one. I'll click here to create an assembly. An assembly is literally just the BOM being put into action. And straight away, I can see this can assemble quantity here. Now that's telling me how much I can make based off the stock that I hold that's available to use. There's a difference obviously between stock on hand and stock that's available because some of the sugar and labels and so on in my warehouse will already be assigned to other production runs, and the software will keep track of that. So now if I put my desired quantity here, let's say I have an order to fill for 10,000 jars, and then I scroll down, I can see here, these red figures are the inventory shortfalls I'll need to make up to complete that production run. And because we're in a digital system, I can action all those workflows from here, whether that's creating purchase orders for the missing items or just transferring stock from another warehouse. So that, very briefly, is how bills of materials work within an inventory management system. If you'd like to know more about how Unleashed works, just reach out for a chat using the link, or you can explore more software demos here.